At over 3,000 meters, deep within China's most treacherous mountain ranges, as known as the road graveyard, China has accomplished something that has astonished engineers worldwide. They have built a massive highway suspended amidst the clouds. The 225-kilometer route traverses 14 fragmented mountain ranges, crosses 12 seismic fault zones, and withstands gradients of up to 7.5%. That gradient alone exceeds the engineering safety limits of most highways on Earth. So why did they take such extreme risks? If you were in their position, would you? And what kind of technology allowed engineers to bend the geology and defy gravity at this altitude? In today's video, Massive Minds takes you into a world where humans have transformed abysses into roads, forcing the global engineering community to rethink what is truly possible. For millennia, the Hengduan Mountains, the rugged junction where Sichuan meets the Tibetan Plateau, were considered an untouchable boundary. It wasn't that humans never tried to conquer them. It was that nearly every attempt ended in catastrophe. This region sits precariously atop more than 12 active seismic fault zones, where hundreds of tremors rattle the earth every year. Here, average elevations soar above 3,000 meters, and slopes frequently exceed 7%. The rock itself is heavily weathered and unstable, making landslides a constant, lethal threat that can strike without a second's warning. Because of these brutal conditions, geologists have long branded the Hengduan region the graveyard of roads. Historically, even the most seasoned trading caravans were forced into massive detours, often traveling an extra 300 to 500 kilometers just to bypass a mountain stretch less than 100 kilometers long. For the people of the Yangtze corridor, living high above the sea of clouds, leaving home was never a simple journey, it was an ordeal. On the old mountain roads, travel speeds averaged an agonizing 15 to 20 kilometers per hour, barely faster than a bicycle. A mere 100-kilometer trek could consume an entire day, and a single heavy rainstorm was enough to sever these lifelines for weeks at a time. Against this backdrop of isolation, the decision to build a modern expressway was far more than a simple infrastructure project. It was a radical defiance of geography. With a staggering total investment of $3.3 billion, averaging more than $22 million for every single kilometer, the project forced an uncomfortable question to the surface. Was it truly worth spending billions to serve a sparsely populated region defined by such extreme risk? In a land where roads were never meant to exist, China chose to forge one anyway. While the initial proposal might have seemed audacious, even reckless, Chinese engineers countered skepticism with hard data, backed by one of the most extensive geological surveys ever conducted in the western Tibetan region. The opening phase focused on terrain analysis and ground treatment, a massive undertaking that accounted for nearly 30% of the project's total budget. Along the 225-kilometer route, engineering teams drilled over 600 geological boreholes. By integrating LiDAR drones, ground-penetrating radar, and AI-assisted 3D simulations, they were able to pinpoint hidden active fault lines and unstable soil layers requiring critical reinforcement. The highest risks were found in zones prone to seasonal landslides. Here, fractured rock layers allowed groundwater to seep deep into the substrate, severely compromising stability during the rainy season. To mitigate this, engineers installed dense arrays of 1.5-meter diameter board piles reaching depths of up to 60 meters. These were further stabilized using a specialized mix of cement and volcanic ash, a technique designed to enhance soil cohesion and minimize cracking under long-term pressure. This preliminary phase surveying, stabilization, and site preparation spanned more than 14 months, doubling the typical timeline for standard expressway projects. Yet, this was merely the foundation. Before the first bridge was raised or a single tunnel bored, the engineers had to master the mountain itself. Only by translating raw terrain into a precise digital twin could they begin constructing what would eventually be hailed as a fortress in the clouds. Next came the most dangerous phase of the Yangtze Expressway, building bridges and driving tunnels. These were not ordinary structures, but massive works cut through fractured rock and stretched across ravines nearly 200 meters deep, where fierce winds, snow, and constant ground movement are routine. Along the 225-kilometer route, engineers constructed 82 bridges and 39 tunnels, accounting for more than 70% of the entire highway. That means over 150 kilometers of road either hang in the air or run deep inside the mountains. In terrain like this, every bridge pier became a major engineering challenge. Traditional scaffolding was impossible. Engineers instead used hydraulic self-climbing formwork, a steel system that slowly climbs the pier as construction progresses, supported by specialized cranes anchored directly into the cliffs. Concrete was poured only when wind speeds stayed below 5 meters per second and temperatures were stable, reducing the risk of cracking. The piers were built with high-strength C60 concrete and reinforced steel designed to resist twisting, earthquakes, and extreme day-night temperature swings of up to 30 degrees Celsius. No two piers were identical. Each was tailored to the surrounding terrain and fitted with vibration sensors to monitor structural health over time. In mountains that never stopped shifting, every bridge had to be built as if it were alive. But to transform those steel and concrete structures into a complete road surface, a vital highway where trucks weighing tens of tons can glide along at high speeds without jolting, engineers need to perfectly handle the fractured geological structure within. To handle the steep climb, the route was designed as a giant spiral staircase inside the mountain, allowing vehicles to ascend gradually and safely. They relied on the new Austrian tunneling method, NANUM, reinforcing the tunnels with sprayed concrete and rock anchors as they advanced, allowing the rock's own strength to stabilize the structure. Massive tunnel boring machines, TBMs, and jumbo drill robots worked around the clock, guided by ultrasonic sensors. These sensors served as eyes to detect hidden water pockets or gas leaks early, while forced ventilation ensured the air was safe for the crews deep inside the mountain. Finally, to combat fog and frost, an underground drainage system and automatic temperature sensors were installed along the route. Rainwater and melted snow were channeled diagonally down the mountainside, combined with a self-melting anti-icing layer to keep the road surface dry and prevent freezing at night. The perfect combination of modern tunneling techniques and absolute precision in road construction has created a sustainable double-spiral road where convoys of trucks weighing tens of tons can glide smoothly through the clouds without any obstacles. Next came the intricate installation of the bridge spans. In this formidable and unforgiving terrain, engineers relied on a marvel of specialized machinery known as a launching gantry, often colloquially referred to as a bridge plane. These immense steel structures, extending up to 100 meters and weighing hundreds of tons, represent the pinnacle of heavy lift technology. Once the bridge piers were firmly established, the crane meticulously transported precast concrete girders, each weighing between 120 and 150 tons, across the void, using a sophisticated system of suspended rails and pulleys. In such a precarious environment, there was virtually no margin for error. Every placement demanded a precision tolerance of a mere 2 millimeters. The entire operation was governed by an advanced computer-controlled network, supported by an array of tilt sensors, accelerometers, and thermal cameras. Safety protocols remained absolute. Any anomalous vibration or sudden surge in wind speed would trigger an immediate cessation of work. In the Yaxi region, where unpredictable gusts can reach a staggering 90 kilometers per hour, each launching operation was transformed into a high-stakes battle against the elements. What truly distinguishes these cranes from standard equipment is their remarkable adaptability to complex geometries. They are engineered to handle curved, eccentric, and height-varying bridge spans with ease. Upon the completion of one segment, the machine advances hydraulically, scaling the next pier with the uncanny, deliberate grace of a giant robotic spider. This transcends the realm of ordinary construction. It is a masterclass in precision engineering, performed with nerves of steel in midair. The final and most critical phase involved transforming the highway into something resembling a living system, an infrastructure robust enough to support immense loads, yet sufficiently flexible to adapt to extreme weather and constant geological shifts. To achieve this, engineers installed massive hydraulic dampers between the bridge spans and their supporting piers. One might think of them as industrial-scale shock absorbers, similar to those found in an automobile but magnified to the size of a room. These devices dissipate seismic energy, allowing the bridge to sway gracefully with earthquake waves, rather than fracturing or collapsing under sudden, violent stress. The road surface itself was also fundamentally reimagined. Moving away from conventional asphalt, engineers utilized a polymer-modified alternative known for its rubber-like elasticity. This material maintains its integrity through extreme temperature fluctuations, ranging from -20 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. On the high plateau, where frozen mornings give way to intense afternoon heat, such flexibility is vital to prevent cracking, peeling, or long-term structural deformation. To ensure continuous oversight, a network of fiber optic sensors was embedded throughout the entire length of the expressway. Woven directly into the fabric of the structure, these sensors monitor vibrations and movements in real time. Even a shift as minute as a single millimeter is instantly relayed to the control center. This technology enables engineers to identify early warning signs and intervene long before minor stresses escalate into catastrophic failures. In a region where the Earth is in constant flux, the road does not merely endure its environment. It listens, responds, and adapts to the very ground beneath it. Following nearly 7 years of tireless construction, the Luding-Yajiang Expressway was officially inaugurated on the 25th of April, 2023. Spanning 225 kilometers and representing an investment of over 24.8 billion yuan, approximately 3.3 billion US dollars, this project was far more than a mere infrastructure undertaking. It stands as a technological testament to China's ambition to revitalize its southwestern frontier. What has struck engineers worldwide is not merely the advanced construction techniques or the immense budget, but the unwavering resolve and long-term strategic foresight of a nation striving for global leadership. While constructing a major arterial road through such remote, sparsely populated mountains might appear unnecessary to the casual observer, it represents a pivotal and deliberate move on China's national development map. Along this 225-kilometer corridor, bridges and tunnels comprise more than 97% of the route, an unprecedented ratio in the history of expressway engineering. The highway features 53 major bridges, 40 deep mountain tunnels, and dozens of sophisticated control stations. These hubs utilize artificial intelligence to monitor seismic activity, hailstorms, fog, and other extreme meteorological conditions in real time. Indeed, the cost associated with sensors, operations, and intelligent management alone exceeded 1.2 billion yuan. Ultimately, the question remains, at a cost of over $22 million per kilometer, is this project an exercise in excess? Or is it proof of a visionary mindset willing to pay a premium to secure a nation's future? Let massive minds know your thoughts in the comments below. The Luding-Yajiang Expressway represents far more than a mere construction milestone. It serves as a strategic catalyst, fundamentally reshaping the economic axis of Western China. Historically, the journey from Chengdu to Yajiang, a vital administrative and military gateway near the Tibetan Plateau, required a grueling 8-hour trek along constricted provincial roads. Since the inauguration of this 225-kilometer expressway, the duration has been remarkably reduced to just over 2 hours. This advancement is not simply a matter of transit speed. It effectively unlocks an extensive value chain, encompassing everything from high-altitude tourism and logistics to agricultural distribution and burgeoning green industries. For regional planners, the highway functions as an economic sinew, binding Sichuan to Tibet and China's southern frontiers. Its purpose transcends the simple servicing of a remote area. It is a calculated effort to bridge the developmental disparity between the affluent, densely populated East and the rugged West, a region abundant in resources, untapped potential, and geopolitical weight. Territories once isolated by formidable peaks and vast distances can now integrate rapidly with major commercial hubs like Chengdu and Chongqing. What was once a daunting logistical barrier has been transformed into a corridor of boundless opportunity. Ultimately, can a single road truly alter the development trajectory of an entire region? If the answer is yes, then the Luding-Yajiang Expressway stands as a definitive testament to how infrastructure can quietly, yet profoundly, redraw the map of a nation's future. Merely 2 years since its formal inauguration, the Luding-Yajiang Expressway already accommodates over 13,000 vehicles daily. For the first time, essential goods flow directly from Sichuan into Tibet, a logistical feat once deemed nearly impossible due to the region's formidable terrain. As transit speeds have increased manifold, transport costs have plummeted, and delivery times have been drastically slashed from arduous days to just a few hours. The ripple effects are increasingly evident. Tourism revenue in counties along the route has surged by more than 60%, breathing new life into local communities. Meanwhile, steady investment in high-altitude infrastructure continues to drive momentum across multiple sectors, from logistics and hospitality to clean energy and public transit. Beyond its economic footprint, the expressway holds profound strategic significance for national defense and emergency disaster response. It enables military units and medical teams to reach remote border frontiers in hours rather than days, drastically enhancing response capabilities in a region long defined by its isolation. What are your thoughts? Is this highway merely an impressive engineering marvel, or is it the indispensable key to unlocking the future of regions once left behind? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to Massive Minds to continue exploring the visionary projects that are quietly reshaping our world.